Hello Stampers! Thanks for joining me today. I have a wonderful winter scene for you today, and this could be used for a man's card for about any occasion through the winter. Also a ladies card because it does have pink in it and purple, and I think it's just a good design for winter. Doesn't necessarily need to be a Christmas card, but it certainly could be. There's plenty of room for sentiments on the front. I left mine blank. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for yet. What we're going to be using is the Regal Reindeer bundle. Now this is the stamp set for the bundle. It's Regal Reindeer. And it has reindeers on it. It has this cute little girl with an apple that she could be feeding one of the reindeers. Wonderful sentiments, great trees. There's even a little bunny down here you can use in one of your scenes. So that's the stamp set. And then it has a coordinating die set with it. And this die set is reindeer dies. And one thing I like about this die set is there's pieces in it that coordinate with the stamp set and some that are just stand alone. And the one that I used today stands alone, and it's this one here. And this cuts out this great reindeer here. And it stands alone. I love that you can cut it out of black and then it's an instant silhouette. So that's what we're doing today. So we're going to be using this, and I cut it out of basic black and using my Stampin' Cut and Dies machine. So that's what we're using today. And I have my camera lens out a little further than I normally do just because this is a large card. This card is using an envelope that Stampin' Up sells, and this is a slimline envelope. These are wonderful envelopes. They have a beautiful design inside, and I think it almost looks like a snowflake. So it certainly could be used for that. So it kind of coordinates with our card here today. And this is a large card. Mine is 3.5 by 8.5, and it fits perfectly in this envelope. So we're going to get going on our scene today. And like I said, I already cut my deer out, so he's already done. We're going to set him aside, and we're going to get our main panel out here. And it's a basic white panel that we're starting with, and it's 3 1/8 by 7. All the sizes for the pieces of this card are down below this video. Down below, just check there and you'll see them all there under, and just click show more. And you'll see them there along with all the links to the products that will take you directly to my online store. So we're going to start with this, and we need a post-it note. Now I have a 3 by 5 post-it note. And I'm just going to rip just a little bit off of the sticky edge. Now this is just a little fine strip I'm taking off. I don't want to rip all the sticky off because we need it to stick. And this is for our snow. And I just didn't want a straight edge across there. So I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch of paper showing there. And I'm going to put it on there. Okay? And then we're going to start on our sky colors. Now first I'm going to bring in Melon Mambo. Now who'd have thought for a winter scene you'd bring out this dark pink? But we're going to use it in a light way. So I'm just going to load a blending brush with it, and then I'm going to rub some of that off and then go on my paper. Okay, and we really just want this at the horizon line. So there is our pink in the scene. Super simple, right? So that was Melon Mambo. And next we're going to bring in Balmy Blue. So I'm going to put Balmy Blue here, and I'm going to go down into this pink some, and I just want to leave like a 1/2 inch of that pink showing. So I'm blending into it, and that gives you your nice sky. See how that works out? And then this I'm going to take up to the top a bit. Okay, so that was Balmy Blue. And next I'm going to bring in Orchid Oasis. This is such a beautiful color. I love that purpley. It's got just a hint of blue in it too. So this is, we're going to come down from the top and go into our blue now. Just make sure you're not covering up all of your Balmy Blue. You want some of that showing. But I am getting pretty dark at the top. And then I let my ink run out some on my brush and I bring it back down into my blue. Okay, we're going to go darker yet. And I'm going to bring in some Starry Sky. And we're going to start here at the top. I want to get nice and dark. This is almost like a sunrise. Never could figure out what's the different look from a sunrise to a sunset. If you know, leave a comment below. So there is our Starry Sky. So that's going to give us our night in the scene. Okay, so we have that done, and now we're going to remove this Post-it note here. There's our snow, and I'm going to come in here with some Balmy Blue, and I'm going to put this all over this white area here. I don't want to get real dark with it. I want it kind of light. Because this is our snow. We're just tinting our snow blue. Just like it is reflecting some of that sky color. So there's our Balmy Blue. And now I need an additional Post-it note. And this one, I have the sticky up here, and I'm just going to kind of rip little hills in this. Hills and valleys. All right. So for our first hill here, let's see, I think I'm going to come over here. A lot of this will be covered up by our cliff. So we're going to get out our Orchid Oasis. We're going to make our snow look pretty cold. So I'm just going to lightly add some of that Orchid Oasis on here along this Post-it note edge, making sure I don't cover up all that Balmy Blue. So there is one of our hills there. And I like to shift my Post-it note so I don't have that same pattern. I think I'm actually going to rip some of this off here. You can always adjust your Post-it notes. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to have it sloping this way. I'm going to come down a little bit more here. There we go. And I'm going to do that same thing with that Orchid Oasis. I'm just going to add some along that Post-it note edge, leaving Balmy Blue at the top. All right, so there is our last little hill put in, and I'm just going to add some of this Balmy Blue at the bottom. Not Balmy Blue, but Orchid Oasis. Again, leaving that Balmy Blue showing. And there's our background, okay? So now we're going to get our cliff going. All right, so we're going to use a couple more Post-it notes. So I'm going to take a Post-it note, and I'm just going to, this is the sticky edge, and I'm just going to rip a little bit off of this. And we can tilt this. So we want it tilting in just a little bit, so it's wider up here at the top and comes in a little bit. And what I'm going to do is make sure I have enough room for my little deer here to stand on. You don't want to make it so narrow he doesn't have anywhere to stand at the top. So then we need one more post-it note, and we're going to put this across the top here. That looks a little narrow to me. I'm going to bring this out. You can always adjust things. There we go. And I want some of that pink showing here. So this is going to be our cliff here. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo Black to color it in with. Now we want to get really good and dark with this. Okay, because that is our cliff. We want it nice and dark for it to look silhouetted against that brighter sky and snow. And also, since you're getting good and dark, you can't see those snow drifts through it, which is a good thing. So that was Memento Tuxedo Black. Now we're going to reveal our cliff. There it is. Okay, and now I want to add just a bit of snow. So I want a little snow along the cliff edge. Up here. So I'm going to take a white gel pen. This is a Signo gel pen. I'm just kind of making scratchy marks across the top of this some. And that'll give it the look that it has snow on the top. And now we're ready. We can put our deer on. So I'm just going to glue it on. I'm going to use multi-purpose glue here. I love that these scenes, they look complicated, and then you break them down, they're so easy to make. Just getting a little glue on here. Don't need much, I don't want it gushing out, I just want touches of it here and there. There we go. Then I'm going to have him standing on our cliff here, and I'm going to back him up as far as I can. I don't want him to look like he's getting ready to jump. I just want him to look like he's standing there regally looking out. I think if you put him too far to the edge, it's going to look like he's ready to jump. Maybe he's fed up with the holidays. Okay, so there is our scene all, but so I want to add some snow throughout the scene. So I'm getting out my Whisper White here, and you want a nice inky pad, and I'm using both of the snow pieces from the Regal Reindeer stamp set. So I'm going to stamp this all over our sky area, and I'm going to turn it some. You could leave it like that and it would look like you just have some stars in the sky, but I want to take it a little further. I'm going to stamp right over our deer and our cliff. I want it to look like there is snow falling everywhere. You're not going to see it so much down here, but I do it anyway. Makes me feel better, I guess. So here we go. And there is our snow in the scene. Just look for some spots that you don't have any. How about that? So there is our scene all ready to go. Now it's just time to start putting it together. So I have a white panel here, basic white panel, and this is 3 1/4 by 7 1/8. It's 1/8 larger than our main panel. Just going to adhere our main panel on with multi-purpose glue. I'm going to add some love inside. That white just makes that pop. All right, and then we're going to put it on an Orchid Oasis panel. And I'm going to put it more towards the top because I want to have plenty of room down below for a ribbon. And this Orchid Oasis piece is 3.5 by 8.5, so it perfectly fits the front of our card. And I did it that way so I could put my ribbon on and don't have to worry about trying to figure it out when it's attached to the card. So I'm going to take a length of this, and I'm doing I'm going to say about 16 inches of it. And this is the black and white gingham ribbon. I'll move that for a minute. And I'm going to color this to match our scene here. So I brought out a light starry sky Stampin' Blend marker, and I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm going to use the side of the brush end. So, and I'm going to color this ribbon with it. I'm just going to run it along its length here, just to get some of that blue in our ribbon. Looks kind of dark, but as it dries out, it gets a little lighter. And this is how you can have that gingham ribbon, any color you want. As long as you have a Stampin' Blend that color, voila, there you go. So there's our ribbon, all colored, and I'm going to put it on the bottom here. I just wanted it a little longer than this panel is wide. And I'm going to secure the ends to the back of this card with mini glue dots. So I'm just flipping it over. I'm going to add a mini glue dot on each side. There we go, straighten it up in there. And now I'm going to take this extra piece and I'm going to run it underneath. I probably don't need all that ribbon. I probably could have cut that a little shorter. I would say about 3 inches shorter. So 13 inches instead of 16 inches should do you fine. Now I'm just going to tie this, give the ends a little trim. And that's all the embellishment I thought this card needed. It was just that little bit. All right, so now I'm going to put this on our card base. The card base is basic white, and it is 7 by 8.5, and then I fold it in half, and that way it measures 3.5 by 8.5. Inside I added an Orchid Oasis panel, and it's 3 1/4 by 8 1/4, and then I have a basic white panel that is 3 1/4 by 7 1/8. And then I'm just going to add this to the outside here. I think I'm going to use my bone folder to get this card to lay down a little better. There we go. There, that's a little easier to work with that way. And we're just going to glue this on. I'm going to go right over that ribbon. Remember, this is the same side as your card front. And there we have it. I'm just going to turn it over and give it a good rub there to make sure it's all attached. And there is our card for today, all finished. Here's my original. And I hope you enjoyed this project and that you give it a go. It's a lot of fun to make, so just enjoy the process. Take care. Bye.